There we go. Just like that, we're live. A little bit early, like 3 minutes early, 2.5, 3 minutes early. But I thought it would be fun to join up a little bit earlier. I um, I think it's always a lot of fun being a little bit earlier than rather a little bit late. So, anyways, hope everybody's had a fantastic weekend so far. It has definitely been an interesting weekend. I'm talking a million leaves Zach and I raked. I'm talking a million, I exaggerate, not a million bags. So there's this new law in North Carolina. You can't use plastic bags to bag your leaves in. They give you a lovely little love letter saying, don't do this again. So you have to go to a store, purchase special bags. Let me move this smidge. Sorry about that. Is it straight? It is kinda. So you have to go to this special. Is it straight? It feels a bit odd, doesn't it? Anyways, so you have to go to the store to buy these special bags. So I go to Lowe's. It's like $3, $2 something to buy these bags to put your leaves in so that they can pick it up and make compressed logs with them or something. Anyways, and then sell it back to you so you can keep yourself warm throughout the winter. Fun times, fun times. No whiskey tonight, just orange juice. Um, I hope everybody has a fantastic week next week. It's going to be interesting. That much I know. And if it's not, don't blame it on me. But yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be an interesting week. So happy Sunday, everybody. Um, it's been a good weekend, hasn't it? I hope everybody's had a good weekend at least. So yeah, so I've been working on this top 100 songs um, to listen to, and some of the obviously from 100 to 99. Some of the bands that came up were Talk Talk, Life's What You Make It, that initial ding on the keyboard on the piano is I remember exactly how old I was, where I was, what I was doing, and I remember sitting in front of a television, being a little kid, watching this video with these spiders crawling, and Mark Hollis hitting the piano, and that sound it made with that haunting voice, just magnificent. So life's what you make it. That's my between 100 and 90 or 91 for that matter. Um, that's a contender. It's my life, also Talk Talk, and they had a song Talk Talk, didn't they? I'm trying to remember exactly, but I'm thinking they did. But yeah, that was also a contender. Also, another band which I thought was a spectacular contender was Madness. Madness, they wrote a song, Embarrassment, and it's still one of my top songs. In fact, it's possibly my top Madness song. But then they have Nightboat to Cairo, My Girl, and like a myriad of songs. They have so many good songs. It's staggering, but they're contenders for my 100 to 91 songs. How can you have Madness without the specials? Ghost Town, Message to you, Rudy, and there were a couple of others. I'm trying to think. Ghost Town. What was that song about contraceptives? Um, Too Much, Too Young, if I remember correctly. That's a serious contender. And my logical thought pattern then, for some weird, unexplainable reason, went to Stevie Nicks, which led me to Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks, uh, possibly one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life, but Fleetwood Mac and Mick Fleetwood, possibly with Mark Hollis in this group of people that we've been talking about, possibly one of my favorite people on the face of the earth. Um, I'm trying to think. Fleetwood Mac, like they had like a ton of hits. Tusk. Um, when you in front of a camera and you can't think, that's exactly me. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang the table. Go Your Own Way. Um, that's one of those great breakup songs. Big Love, the song you never send to um, anyone by accident. Um, so Fleetwood Mac, obviously Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks has a couple of songs, and I didn't want to pull her into this because I'm already pulling Fleetwood Mac in. Chris Ray or Chris Rea, I've spoken or I've made a short about his music. It's really something that my dad introduced to me, and I remember we were going to the beach, Myrtle Beach, and I was creating a uh, mix for me to drive to. I'm doing the driving, everybody else falls asleep, and they're all gone. And here I am, all by my lonesome, with other people in the car, and so I've got my own music. So I normally start off with the fun stuff that everybody enjoys, and then I go into the stuff that I enjoy. But when you think of Chris Ray or Chris Rea, "Fool If You Think It's Over," brilliant song, brought back memories. My wife and I had fantastic conversations about it, fun times. I Can Hear Your Heartbeat, possibly one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Um, what else? Oh, Saudade. Like, that's my favorite song at the moment. Well, there we go. It's about Ayrton Senna. I can't point far enough. This guy. And it's my race car hero. And he wrote this song, and I fell in love with it. But then he also has other songs that I'm not sure how well known they are. Julia, Julia's beautiful. It's for his daughter, and Josephine. Josephine made me think of La Femme Nikita, which is a series that I'm busy working my way through. But anyways, without spreading my branches too wide, which then led to, how can you not include in your top 100, how can you not include YouTube? And so I went to go listen to a couple of the albums. One of the first albums I put on, because it's one of my favorite albums of theirs. I'm still struggling with this one. So the album I'm fondest of is Wide Awake in America. The story behind the story is, a mate of mine has a mate who bought the album, left it in South Africa on a coffee table, and it got warped. So you could only listen. There are 4 songs, 2 on each side of the record. So you could only listen to the middle songs because the warp was too great on the outer side. So the needle kept skipping. Anyways, long story short, so we could never listen to the entire album. So the album, it's not an album. There's only 4 songs on it. So it's something very special to me personally. Um, but my favorite album of all time is, and it's purely because of the video. I remember being a teenager watching The Unforgettable Fire and falling in love with the the backstory of the album, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And it just so happens that there are some of the songs on Wide Awake in America on, obviously, The Unforgettable Fire. So that's my favorite U2 album. But I put on their live album, Sunday Bloody Sunday, or what's it called? Live at Red Rocks or something. Anyways, somebody will tell me. So I put that on, and I think it was the second song on there. Now, I've forgotten how good 11 o'clock TikTok really is, because there's this change in music, this chord change that the Edge pulls off, which is possibly one of the best chord changes I've ever heard in my life. And the song is amazing. Now, Bono goes into the crowd, pulls out a girl, and dances with her on stage. And I could care less about any of that, but it is phenomenal. So, U2, oh, here's the other thing. 11 o'clock TikTok has possibly one of the best lines ever recorded in a song. And this is what got me. This was fantastic. So they say something about the question. We thought we had the answers. It was the questions we had wrong. And you think about things, if your starting point, the question that drives the conversation is premised incorrectly. It just blew my mind the way Bono said it, and then with that chord change of Edge, wow. Okay, but obviously they have a ton of songs just off of that album. You have 40, which is great, Bad, um, almost the entire um, uh, Wide Awake in America is good. The Unforgettable Fire. The Unforgettable Fire, MLK really resonated with me for some reason. But anyways, we're not going to get into that. So those are a couple of bands, and I'm still putting together the top 100, my favorite top 100 songs. But it's really difficult when you build it, because whether you like it or not, you're admitting to a hierarchy of songs. And that, I don't want to say is kind of amazing, but it is kind of amazing. So I think this is a good start for a top 100. I will possibly in the month of December put out a couple of videos off of it, maybe 10 videos or something. I haven't decided. In fact, I haven't even decided all the songs to be in there. Like there's Depeche Mode and The Killing Joke, which is one of my favorites now. Obviously, Metallica and Sisters of Mercy and Fields of Nephilim and The Cure and Rage Against the Machine. Oh my goodness, there are so many to take into consideration. And I think what I'm saying is there are some of these bands that hold a lot of weight in my life because of my childhood, I suppose. Like Talk Talk with Mark Hollis, like Metallica with the first four albums, really in the 80s. You know, those hold a lot of weight in my world. Vince Clarke, who had three of my, at that stage, being a young man, three of my favorite bands, Depeche Mode with Alison Moyet. I'm trying to think. And then obviously, you know, these guys were history. They're part of my history. That's what I'm saying. So when I say top 100, I don't take it lightly. It's something near and dear. And when I say this song is above this song, it's not easy to make those decisions. Let me say that. It's really not easy. So I think we're 16 minutes into this. I want to say thank you for watching. I want to wish you guys a magnificent week ahead. Thank you for your time. I'll see you guys. Oh, by the way, I'll drop a couple of videos this week, but thanks for watching. Have a great week.